Don't call Sally, call me next time. We're using Sally's phone.
That's so strange. I have it set up so that it's do not disturb and we don't get any calls. So that's weird. I don't know what happened there. Sorry, everyone.
Alright, so what you missed was I cleaned up after the chicken. So I took everything that may have touched chicken. So the bowl that I had put some of the chicken skin in, the plate that I came in, and even the cutting board, even though I had covered it, I took that out. I then took a Black Market disinfectant wipe and wiped down the whole area.
Okay, and I've added some salt into our, what's in this way? Into our boiling water here so that we can get our fettuccine going.
I don't know if you saw, but I added the chicken thighs in here, and they're just cooking down.
Oh, I think that you're right, Kiwi. Maybe my favorites were allowed to call, and that's why it went through, because I do have it on Do Not Disturb, but I have to probably go back into my settings and check that out.
So that means if Cup of Kiwi had called, he didn't come through, because he's not a favorite?
Right now, somebody had asked if we use regular salt. We usually use kosher salt when it comes to the boiling water. So when you...
Yeah, we season everything with sea salt.
Yes.
We don't season the water with sea salt just because
it would take a lot.
It would take a lot, and sea salt's more expensive. So, in this case, we use coarse kosher salt because this was a pandemic buy. It was hard to find regular salt. It's going to dissolve in the water anyway, so it all worked out.
Yes. I'm going to get our fettuccine going into our pot now. And now we can also, while this is all cooking up, we can get started making our sauce.
Yeah. So the chicken's going to take a little while. You want to make sure that your chicken is cooked all the way through. It has to go to at least 165 degrees. So you could always use a good old little meat thermometer if you are unsure. In this case, since it's basically cubed, I'm just going to eyeball it. And if there's any pink, it is not cooked through. But it's been in there for just about 2 or 3 minutes, and it's going to take somewhere between 5 to 6. They have it on medium to high heat.
Okay, and I added our fettuccine into the boiling water, and like we said the other day, don't break your pasta apart. You don't have to do that. You can just throw it in the pot. As it softens up, it'll all start to fall in, and you can give it a stir. So you don't have to worry about that.
I see On the Rocks is here. So On the Rocks, the other episode, when we were on Wednesday, you said that you were from El Paso, I believe. And we were saying that we had watched Padma's show. What's it called again?
Taste the Nation.
Taste the Nation. And she was in El Paso, which I thought was so interesting. And she showed a traditional burrito and how it is not your Chipotle burrito. That's this massive thing filled with beans and rice and tons of rice. So that's really the Tex-Mex version. So I don't know if you got a chance to check it out. I was actually talking with the Spanish teacher in school today because we were trading shows to watch next, and she said that's so true that until you've had a truly Mexican burrito, you really haven't experienced it. And in this part in the States, in the Northeast, you really only find the majority is kind of Tex-Mex. I mean, I'm sure if we sorted it out, we could find some true Mexican, but yeah, I'm gonna let Meatball out.
Our dog has to go outside. Okay, so this is still cooking. The pasta's in the boiling water now, and so now here we come to the ingredients that we need for the sauce. So you're going to need peanut butter. Use whatever peanut butter is your favorite. We prefer the one that is crunchy. This happens to be a natural crunchy brand. I like to use the crunchy kind because it gives a little bit of a crunch to the dish. But if you prefer smooth, that's fine too. We have a sweet chili sauce. You're gonna find this in like the Asian section of your supermarket. It is, oftentimes it might say Thai chili sauce or sweet chili. This one happens to say sweet chili. You'll need a little bit of soy sauce. And you're going to actually add a little bit of the starchy water from the pasta as well to kind of break it up, because with the peanut butter it gets really, really thick. And if you don't do that, it's almost a little bit too hard to stir in with all the other ingredients. So you're gonna add a little bit of that water too. And we'll do that in a bowl. Let me check the baby.
So the chicken has been in here for, it's been about 5 or 6 minutes now, and it's just about ready. I'm gonna check out a slice just to make sure, or a piece. By eyeballing, it looks like it's cooked through. Again, the reason we're using chicken thighs, they're a little bit more forgiving. I've never actually checked the temperature on such a tiny little piece. I don't even know if it's gonna work.
Yeah, you're really gonna know if it's cooked through if it's not pink inside.
It is just about there. I'm gonna let it just kind of simmer down for a bit.
Okay, so with the sauce, like I said, you're gonna use whatever peanut butter you like. And I actually like to go a little bit heavy-handed on the peanut butter, just because we like it extra with the peanut taste. You're gonna just take it out. Actually, give this a stir because that's natural peanut butter, so we gotta kind of give it a quick stir. There's a little bit of oil in there.
So one of the interesting things, well, I guess a fringe benefit of quarantine life was I am a peanut butter fan. I love peanut butter. So what I did was just try a bunch of peanut butters throughout quarantine. So every time I would hop on Amazon Fresh, or we order a lot from Aldi, I would always try and order a different peanut butter. So this is Crazy Richard's 100% peanuts. So I went all organic, and yeah, the ingredients say peanuts, so that's really nice. So this is a chunky, so it has the chunks of peanuts in it. I usually keep both on hand, creamy and chunky, because you never know which one you're in the mood for. I also eat it directly from the jar. So I'm going to add 1 heaping tablespoon,
I usually use at least
2 heaping tablespoons. We're going to go 3 heaping tablespoons.
Yes, we like a lot of the peanut butter. And so you put that in your bowl. You want to add the chili sauce next. So again, this has to do with how much heat you want. Generally speaking, we usually use about like 1/4 of the bottle, I'd say.
Right there?
Yeah, just about there. We like it with a little bit of heat.
That is 75 milliliters.
Now look at this. Now his phone is ringing. We're like ringing off the hook
Potential
here.
spam.
This is like, it's really funny too because we
Nobody
barely
calls
ever
us.
get calls. Ever.
So I'm going to add 75 milliliters, or 1/3. Look at that. So now we know. 1/3 of a cup is 75 milliliters.
Okay. So we have 1/3 of a cup of that going in. And you're going to put a little bit of that, mix it together. I'll give this chicken a stir. And I'll also check out our pasta.
So since it's a natural peanut butter and it has some oil in it, it's going to come together very nicely. That's the base of our sauce right there.
You're pulling my hair. Pulling my hair out over here. Yes, and when your chicken is done, you're going to drain out that excess fat. There's a lot of fat and juice in there. You don't want to add that to the pasta. So you're going to drain that out, and don't pour that down the sink.
No, terrible. Terrible
For your pipes.
for your pipes and for the environment. It's no good.
No. So we're going to put that, like we said, over to the side here. And now we can add our vegetables and everything back to that as well.
Our veggies have been chilling. Now we're going to add them back in. I'm actually going to get rid of the spoon because it had touched raw chicken earlier.
Our pasta is looking good. It definitely needs a couple more minutes. But it is already getting kind of soft. I'll give it a test in just about another minute or so. And with the chicken and the veggies, we're going to put those in together. and give them a nice quick stir. And then once we get all of the sauce ingredients together, we're gonna add that, and we'll put the pasta right inside too, and we'll give that a good stir, and then we'll show you how to garnish and plate and everything like that once we're all done with that.
All right, so in here I have peanut butter and I have the Thai chili oil. I'm gonna add just a touch of soy sauce. So let's see how much I'm actually gonna add.
Oh, you're gonna measure it out.
Yeah, I feel like I should start doing that now. I think it's gonna be
Tablespoon or so, maybe?
about a tablespoon. I like the saltiness, so you don't have to add the soy sauce, but I tend to like it.
The pasta's already good to go as well. So, since I am holding baby here, I'm gonna have you drain that and just add the pasta to the wok with everything else.
Mm-hmm. And I'm also gonna add a little bit of the sriracha now. So I'm gonna start with just a teaspoon.
Yeah, because you don't want it to be too hot. You could always add some heat later on.
So I'm just gonna mix the sauce together. It's gonna get kind of thick. It also depends on your peanut butter, but we're gonna use that starchy water to liquefy it a bit for us.
Okay. So, like we said, this pasta is gonna drain. We're gonna drain it out, and we're gonna save a little bit of that starchy water. I'm gonna stand back here with the baby, away from boiling water.
All in.
Good.
So I'm actually gonna grab some of that pasta water right now. And I am getting about 100 milliliters. I'm going all metric now. I'm gonna add about 50 milliliters to my sauce just to break that up a little bit, and that way I can get all the sauce out of my mixing bowl into the dish. So I'm adding that in. You can see the chunky peanut butter has become a little bit creamier. Did you say we're using fettuccine today?
Yes.
Yeah, we're using fettuccine. So we tend to just use an Italian pasta noodle because we have them on hand. You could by all means get an Asian rice noodle, really whatever your preference is. So we're going to go ahead and just mix this together.
It's going to start to break down a little bit too. And since, like we said, we have a lot of ingredients in here, more than we generally do. If we want to add a little bit more sauce, we might do that. We'll just give it a little taste to see if we need it. But you're really going to want to coat this. This is actually the hardest part of doing this, is getting everything kind of evenly coated, because peanut butter is so thick.
It does stick together. So I had saved my other 50 milliliters of pasta water, so I'm going to slowly add that in just to make it a little more pliable as I as I mix.
And this dish was actually inspired by two different dishes. There is a wonderful, wonderful Thai restaurant near here, and I'm sure many of you have probably had pad Thai before, so it has kind of a pad Thai feel to it, and it also is inspired a little bit by like a Chinese like cold noodle, which is like a little bit more like a sesame noodle. So it harkens to kind of both of those dishes. But it's a little sweet, it's a little bit spicy, and it's really, really tasty.
Yeah.
He added just a little bit more water in there to break it down, just a bit more.
So we call it just a peanut noodle because we watch a lot of cooking competitions, a lot of guys' grocery games, and there was an episode, a lot of chops, where Jet Tila, who is like the king of a grandmaster, he has all different kinds of recognition of Thai cooking, and one of the contestants called it pad Thai. And you don't want to make pad Thai for the master of pad Thai. And he actually said, he was like, this is not pad Thai because it's missing ingredients. You need scallions.
It was a play on pad Thai.
It was a play on pad Thai, but it was more of a peanut noodle. And he even said, he's like, had you called this a peanut noodle, it would have been better. And she got kicked off.
The first round, too.
The first round for that.
But this looks really, really good. It actually looks evenly coated throughout. You want to just make sure everything is coated through. You're going to give it a taste and make sure that sauce is ready to go. It looks like it is, but like I said, if you feel, you can give it a taste before you're going to serve it, and if it needs a little bit more peanut, you're going to give it.
You want Our Lady in the Trumpet?
We're going to Our Lady in the Trumpet. I know that Kitty wanted to see that.
Except I ate the whole noodle.
He ate the whole noodle. That's good. There's a little bit of heat in there. And if you want more of that peanut taste, you could add that in. You could add like a little, maybe another spoonful or so of peanut butter. Yeah, we're gonna add just a little bit more. I think that we can put a little bit more in there. And we can just put it right in and just kind of mix it through again. And also, just if you want, we use the crunchy peanut butter like we said, but if you want at the end, and we're gonna do it at the end anyway too, because we like that extra crunch, you could always chop up some peanuts or cashews or almonds and throw them on the top once you've plated, and it gives that just like a little bit extra crunch at the very top, which is really, really nice. Oh, good. So this
came out nice.
Yes, this is really yummy, and we're gonna give this, like we said, a really good stir because it needs to coat evenly throughout. And sometimes with the peanut butter, it would like lump up in one spot, so you want to give it a really good toss. This is super hearty, this meal too, and it's like comfort food.
Yeah, we're going 50 more milliliters of starchy water.
There we go. I think we're good to go.
Dig in the metric system.
I think we're good. This looks delicious, and it smells so yummy. You know, I've never tried making this with another type of nut butter. I don't know if it would be the same with like an almond butter or something like that. I think you kind of have to stick with the peanut butter. So if you have an allergy, I'm sorry, this dish is not for you. Unless, although they do have that allergy-free peanut butter.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like a peanut.
If you have a nut allergy,
substitute.
you're kind of out of luck with this one.
Oh yeah. So okay, so we're gonna plate this. I have chopped up some almonds. We didn't have peanuts, unfortunately. I forgot to grab some, so I chopped up some almonds in here, made them really nice and small. You could use cashews, any of the nuts that you really like, and we'll sprinkle that on top. And then we also will sprinkle a little bit of sriracha. And if you have green onion, you can also put that on top as well, and it makes a really, really pretty dish.
And we chopped up these nuts with a Cuisinart. It is not a slap chop.
It is
That
not
guy
a-
did some creepy stuff.
Yeah, that's not a slap chop. It's similar premise, I guess, but you just like put whatever you want in this little bowl at the bottom, put the top piece on and smash away, and it makes it super easy to chop. You could actually put vegetables and things like that in there too, but with nuts it makes it super easy to do that. Let me check the chat here.
Green onions from the little veggie garden. Excuse me, Paul. It's dinner time for the dogs, so they are all over
They're
us
hungry
right
too. Glitter braids, I don't know if you heard my response to that. We haven't tried making this with a different type of nut butter, but I'm sure we probably could.
Yeah.
But we just happen to be a peanut butter household.
Yeah.
Love peanuts. So he's gonna add some green onions on there too. Okay, so why don't you start plating that? You're gonna use your little tongs.
I'm gonna try. I might have to use.
These are kind of thick, so maybe not.
I'm gonna have to use just regular tongs for this. We got a very angry baby in the other room. So I got a big, nice heaping portion. I'm gonna bring my plate over there. I'm just gonna twirl. I probably could have used my fancy tongs, but this will work just fine. So I like to use tongs whenever I'm plating pasta. You get some nice height to it. And also with tongs, then I can go back in and I can grab some more of the
meat.
chicken. Place that right on top. Remember,
Looks
we
like a
eat with
little
our
mountain.
eyes. That's our first sense it's going to see it. Well, actually probably going to smell it first, but we're going to make sure you can make it look pretty. I'm also going to grab some of those peppers. That's where I'm going to get some of that color.
You could probably hear our dog drinking in the background.
He's been very thirsty.
We've had quite a few sound effects this evening, so sorry for that, and as well as that interruption that we had before. But hopefully you're still with us from earlier, and you're going to be able to see the finished product here. Like we said, now this is the fun part. Make your dish all pretty. So you're going to sprinkle on the nuts, whatever you have. Like we said, almonds, cashews, peanuts. Peanuts are probably preferable, and then some green onions. Green onions. These are actually chives, I think, that we have. I'm not really sure what the difference is. I think the size.
It's the size. So a green onion or a scallion is going to be a wider
bigger
tube.
chives are going to be a thinner tube. Similar flavor profile. Chives are going to be a little bit more oniony, if you will, a little bit more bold in its flavor. Oh no, my stack is gone.
The mountain is starting to fall apart.
Went down on me. I might have stacked too high, my peak.
That's okay. It still looks good to me. We're gonna tap a little bit of sriracha on there. And then it looks like we're really ready to go. Looks yum. I hope that you try this at home. It's really, really one of our favorite dishes to make. This is absolutely a dish that I make when I want to impress somebody. I think it was the first meal that I made for him, if I'm remembering correctly. Usually he's the one that cooks, so. But sometimes I make a good dish too, and this is one of them. So this is our spicy peanut noodles. And again, you could use shrimp, you could use chicken, I'm sure you could even use beef if you'd like. You could really kind of pick your protein with this and just go with what your preference is. But this is really good. Okay, the camera light is a little bit lower now, so hopefully you could see the dish better. If not, I will take a photo and post it on our Instagram.
Oh, I think I got it. I think I figured this out.
Check that out. That looks really good. I'll post it on our Instagram page at OurDinnerisDunn. Please follow us on there if you don't already. We're working on putting these videos up on our YouTube channel as well under the same name. So thanks again for joining us. We'll see you again.
Yeah. Are there any, before we sign off, let's see if there's any questions so we can kind of monitor the chat a little bit better.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we're pretty good here. No, I think we're good. All right, so again, thank you again for joining us. Like we said, we're going to be streaming on Wednesdays and Fridays, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully we might be able to throw in an extra day here and there. Maybe we can do like a weekend brunch or something like that. But we'll keep you posted on our Instagram page or on our stream schedule. So thanks again for joining us. Please make this. It is absolutely delicious. All right. Good night, everyone.
Mark, I saw you had a question. But
Oh, he had a question. I'm sorry. What was it?
you can go ahead and ask now.
What was the question?
We have one question. It's still coming in. I see Leah Kate Games came late. I'm sorry that you came late. Started pretty promptly. But these are peanut noodles, Asian inspired. Cross between Thai noodles and cold peanut noodles. Quick recap: it is we use the we use the fettuccine pasta. We used chicken thighs as our protein. You could use shrimp. You could use chicken breast if you're going light. We sautéed diced white onion and red and yellow peppers. What's the matter?
Are we still on? Oh, we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still
I
late.
know we weren't.
Sauteed those up, cooked down our chicken, added it all together. Our sauce consists of sweet Thai chili, peanut butter if you're choosing. We always go with the chunky because it has the nuts in there, the crunch, soy sauce, and sriracha. That's where your heat's coming. So
And some starchy pasta water
of
to
course,
break it all
starchy
down.
pasta water. And then you garnish with some fresh nuts, and in this case we use chives because that's what we had in the garden.
All right. So thanks again, everyone. Enjoy. Have a good night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
Hold on, I had more.
Oh.
I see questions now.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What was the question? The next question.
Was hold on, I lost it. Question suggestion: would it be possible for future episodes to put the dish you're making in the stream title?
Absolutely, we can certainly do that. Actually, my brother did suggest that to me, and I don't remember. I thought I was going to do that this episode, and I didn't. So bear with us. We're still learning how to stream. We're not as tech savvy as the rest of the family.
Yeah.
So we're getting there.
Between her brothers, we should get a little bit better. I feel like I need to start asking my students for some advice. I see that Spy Big Booty Judy 007 has a question. Oh, will we receive the results of Jimmy's peanut butter taste testing? Yeah, so right now, I've always been a big fan of Jif is my go-to like generic peanut butter. I don't know if you have that in England. Her name is Judith. Sorry, Judith. So that was always my traditional one. So as I've gone organic, I like Maranatha peanut butter. I think that one's really good. It does have a little bit of palm oil in it, which augments the flavor a little bit, but I still like it. What I really like about that organic one is after you give it a good stir and put it in the fridge, it's not going to separate. This Crazy Richard's 100% peanuts, I'm really digging this one just because it tastes like pure peanut flavor. You can tell there's nothing else in it, and it says 100% peanuts. It really is. There's no salt, no preservatives. I've also done Whole Foods 365 brands. I've done their almond butter and their peanut butter. I think it's a great price value. It's about $5 or under, which for an organic peanut butter I think is pretty good. And you can get it through Amazon because Amazon owns everything now. Mm-hmm. So that one's been pretty good. I'm going to continue to try to order different peanut butters every chance I get, though.
He is, I mean, we go through so much peanut butter in this house and also a lot of mustard. He's a big mustard guy. Lots of condiments in our pantry. All right. So I think, getting my hair pulled right about now, and it looks like little baby is ready to eat his dinner too. So I'm going to sign off and say thank you again for joining us. If there are any other questions, you could let Jimmy know.
Yeah, I'll kind of hang for a couple minutes while Sally gets the baby settled.
Yep. And also, if we're going to post this recipe on our Instagram page, so if you ever have any questions for us there, you can ask there, and I'll post the recipe as well as the picture of this finished product. So thanks again, everyone.
Oh, Mark, great suggestion. You can also ask a question on IG. That way, if you didn't have it now.
Definitely.
Cool. So I see everyone signing off. I'm going to do the same because I'm hungry and I want to eat this. Oh, I didn't tell you how to clean this pan. We'll have to save that for another episode. Big hint. Do not wash it with soap and water. Oh, Kiwi wants me to clean it.
Yeah.
Kiwi wants me to clean it. All right, I'm coming back, Cup of Kiwi. You want me to clean it? You got it. So cleaning a cast iron skillet. It's actually pretty simple. So a cast iron skillet makes me feel like I'm a cowboy, like I'm living in the Old West, which is pretty awesome. I'm gonna put this on because I feel like there we go. So cast iron skillet, it's still a little toasty. Now, cast iron skillet, you do not want to wash with soap and water because it's a porous material. That means if you were to wash it with soap and water, the soapy flavor is going to get in there. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to just wipe it out. Oh, and a good episode idea? That is a good idea. Oh, he meant can I clean his cast iron skillet? There's no way you've ever cooked in a cast iron skillet, nor do I think you even own it. Although you could be a little QVC junkie and perhaps you own every kitchen appliance. I'm going to give you the 30-second cleaning anyway. I'm going to take a paper towel. I'm going to wipe out the excess oil. In this case, I didn't cook a protein, so I don't really have much in there. But simple cleaning, I'm going to just take a little salt. And I'm going to use a potato. And I'm
I'm gonna use a potato. And I'm just gonna rub the salt around. And it's gonna get everything up and out of here. So if I had cooked any chicken or anything in there, it's gonna get it out. Now that salt I can just wipe out. Cast iron skillet clean. I'm actually just going to add a touch of olive oil. A little bit of heat, and that's just going to cook it back in. And then my pan is going to be ready to go. Wiping it in with the potato. It's going to be seasoned now for my next one. Voila. There's a lot of ways that you could actually do this. That's one way that I've learned. I'm good to go now. My pan is all clean. It's olive oiled up for my next cooking. And your cast iron skillet is going to gain flavor with every use. My potatoes, I'm going to eat these for breakfast tomorrow. Yeah, you could use baking soda for to rust as well. Baking soda is very dynamic. It's also great baking soda and white vinegar down your drains if they're ever clogged. It's an all natural way to unclog a drain. You don't want to use those harsh like Drano and stuff. Terrible for the environment. Baking soda and white vinegar. And then afterwards it's going to have that vinegary smell, so you squeeze a lemon down and then everything smells fresh and clean. Spooky beans. I'm glad you've learned so many things. All my random knowledge is coming out. Feels good putting this random knowledge to use. All of my years of education and years of teaching, I feel like I'm full of lots of fun facts. Lots of American history and math facts, proper grammar. Oh, the food's cold already. That's going to get nuked in the microwave.
It tastes good cold.
Yeah, they do taste cold, good cold as well, like cold noodles. All right, friends. I am, the baby's having his dinner. I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning up in here, and then I'm gonna go eat. I'm glad I had these shishitos on the side to sustain me, which, by the way, these are delicious. All right, I'm signing off. Have a great weekend, everyone.